Well, hello, curling fans, and welcome back to the 2024 Everest Canadian Senior Curling Championships. We are at the Curl of Moncton Curling Club in Moncton, New Brunswick. I'm Dan Holowichik, and joined with me in the broadcast booth is Penny Shantz, who's the reigning three-time Masters champion, Olympic gold medalist, and we have ourselves a good matchup today. Our feature match is PEI versus Alberta men's. Currently, Alberta sits at 3-1 in the standings, PEI 2-2. So getting down to pretty much a must-win situation here for PEI. I think around 3 losses is going to maybe get you a tiebreaker. This pool is pretty tight. I think there's a few teams at 3-1. We'll give you guys the standings in a bit here.
We did see an excellent game last night. Alberta played against Quebec, and it came down to the last 3 rocks. The Quebec skip made some outstanding shots, and fortunately he won the game. And so that took our Alberta guys to 3-1, but it was a well-played game. The team members on Alberta from the Sherwood Park Curling Club: James Pahl at skip, Mark Klink at third, Callie Moss at second, John Schmidt at lead, and Corey Wilson at lead. The PEI team is from the Cornwall Curling Club. Eddie Mackenzie is the skip, Kevin Champion is the third, Sean Ledgerwood is the second, Mike Dillon is the lead, and Philip Gorveau is the alternate.
Okay, yeah, and that was Corey Wilson, the alternate. He could be filling in at lead, but he could be filling in anywhere. I don't know what would happen in this team if they'd moved the lineup around. Just getting the game started here. A good centerline guard. I don't think it's on the center line, so it can be removed around, but not removed from the three-guard zone area. And a good start to the game here already with PEI coming right around that, right to the top 4, fully buried.
So Dan, both you and I are Alberta people, and here we are watching our Alberta guys, and they're from the area, pretty close to where we all live.
Yes, and actually,
you must know them pretty good.
I know them too well. Unfortunately, last 3 years they've taken us out of the provincials, losing to them in the finals twice, in the semifinals. So, yeah, good team. We just can't seem to find their number lately, and maybe we'll give it one more shot here.
Right. These guys have they lost the final in 2022. Last year they were in Vernon, BC, so we saw them there, and they did have some illness there, so they didn't quite do as good as they wanted. So this is the year, third time lucky maybe.
Yes. Yep. They've been here a few times now, so they got off to a great start. They were at 3-0 till the game from last night. So they're looking to do a rebound here. And I think PEI lost a tough one there last night too. So both teams looking to get back in the win column. And looking across the board out here on our side of the building, I see a lot of green and blue and yellow. So both Alberta men and women out here. And we have both Saskatchewan ladies and men's out here out on the sheets. So we'll be providing you guys with some updates. But if you guys want to check things out on your own, you can go to curling.ca/scoreboard, and you can get all the results on what's happening in all the games right now. There is also the scoreboard there with the standings and tracking of the draw to the button, or last stone draw, which always looks like it's going to come down to eliminating somebody or putting them into, I guess, the championship pool or the seeding pool. So, but it always seems to come down to the very last draw.
Right. So they also use the last stone draw to determine the hammer in the game, and PEI was a little bit closer to the button. I think they pinned one. Not sure about the second one, but Alberta. So anyways, PEI got the hammer.
Yeah, one was completely over the Everest logo.
So these guys and the ladies, they play in 2 pools, 7 teams. There's 14 ladies teams, 14 men's teams, 7 in each pool. And then the top 4, they play each other in their pool only, and then the top 4 in each pool go on to the championship pool. And in that championship pool, they do a crossover and they play the other pool top 4. The top 4 teams of that come out of it go to the finals,
medal round.
the medal round, and one will play team 4, and team 2 and 3 winners go to the final, the gold medal, which is on Saturday. So just a few days to go now.
Yes, and the winners of the whole event here, both men and women, will be moving on to the World Seniors, which is once again being held in Canada.
In Fredericton, just down the road.
Just down the street from here. So a lot of events happening here in Moncton.
This is not good.
So we got a lot of rocks in play here.
We do.
All of them above the tee line, a couple of guards.
Let it throw normal.
Looks like yellow is sitting 1 right now, yellow being thrown by Alberta.
And I don't think for long PEI has a double and a little roll under on this one.
To lie 3.
To lie 3 guarded.
Whoa, curl! Kevin, curl!
So Sean Ledgerwood
Hard, Kevin. Hard!
trying to get double takeout here. Trying to carve this one over to get across the face. He's going to hit on the outside, jam it a little bit, but he will remain shot underneath. So right now red sitting 1 and 1st and 3rd and 5th.
You may have seen the skip of the PEI team, Eddie Mackenzie, at the Briar. He has lots of Briar experience. He's been to the Briar representing PEI 7 times.
Yep, we've got some Briar competitors out here on the ice. James did play briefly with Kevin Martin and played in Briar there as well. So.
Hard line. Hard.
So James is trying to put this in the top 8, in the middle of the 2 yellows that he currently has out there. So it's going to over curl a little bit. Chop it off a little. And it's just about where he wanted it.
Just nose, I guess, eh?
I guess we should find out if James' mom is watching
Kevin.
this telecast.
Yes, he did want to say hi to her, and I know we had to
Touch mine out a bit.
make a note out there last night to see if we could get somebody to help her set up her computer. So hopefully she was able to get that done, and if she did, James says hi this morning.
And so do we.
And so do we. And I'm not sure if she's up because it is a little bit earlier.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, so I'm sure she got up for this one though. So.
Shot! Shot! Hard shot!
So Kevin Champion, looking for the nose hit here. It's got to come up again.
Roll it, roll a little bit.
Didn't get the roll, or didn't get the nose. Got a little roll outward again.
That gives James the opportunity to just tap up that rock a little bit.
Yes, he's going to just try to
Shot.
promote that yellow up in behind. His yellow in the middle is kind of guarding a lot of the red shot rock for the angle raise. So just playing some quiet, wait, tap it up, set something up for later. All the rocks are still on top of the tee line here. James asking Johnny to try to carve this one over. It's coming up. Got lots of late finish here. He's just got a little chip on it, but it did tick off his other top yellow.
Okay.
And remains on top of the tee line.
That did not curl as much as they anticipated it would.
And you know what? So far, we've had a lot of shots that haven't curled up as much as the skips would have liked to in this spot. So
Yeah, it should curl.
They'll figure it out.
Pretty good way to put.
So this one, they're going with the out turn. So haven't seen this one yet.
Yep.
We're on this one really early.
Hard shot. Whoa, whoa, shot! Whoa, curl, curl.
On off is always a good sign. Now they're trying to get the curl, so making
have a
sure
nice roll
they
here.
got by the red early. Really nice roll. Right on the Everest logo, just behind the button.
Also got the end off.
They were on that to hold it straight at the start and then got off it and wanted it to curl. So maybe it is just a little straighter in the morning.
Yeah, they. I think they wanted to make sure they didn't rack on the red one. You know, I think safer to hit and roll out than to kiss the top red and leave that one. So James did talk about he has the slash off of that outside red.
Number 4.
He's going to try that one. He's going to try to set the drop, try to come around, put it in the top button here. We have seen them come in there, so see. I think he got close to the button with his draw. So
First rock for Alberta skip James Pahl. The tough first shot.
yeah, nothing like drawing to the button on your first one. Around a tight guard in the 8-foot. That's the hardest part about this one is how tight that guard is. They're sick that it has a fair bit of weight.
We need to rob or something.
Maybe we should carve that.
Yeah, it's coming over. They're letting
There
it
we
come
go.
over onto the top one because the weight was heavy. So does chip it over onto the second shot stone, but not moving it far enough. So red still sitting 2 and throwing. James has some options though. He does still have the outside red to come in there,
Like the nose?
and he also has the raise or tap there. So
I'm thinking they're going to get rid of this one, so he won't have this.
well, he could guard it. It would be a little safer to just throw the guard on it, make James throw that outside hit. But he's going to try to hit this. So
He hits and sticks. He'll be
yeah.
sitting pretty good.
And they've seen this spot a lot, so right now Eddie's pretty confident that he can just make the hit and stay there and replace that yellow rock with a red one. You know, if he rolls away, he'll give James the same shot. I'm actually really surprised that he is playing the hit on this. He does have other rocks in play, but
Mike.
Hard, Mike!
Mike's trying to hold this one.
Hard, Mike.
Like Dylan,
Hard, Mike!
hard on the sweep.
Hard, Mike!
Got to hold it out there.
Shot.
Good shot.
He's rolled over. James can throw the same shot. He does have a little bit of the button,
Oh, he's going to...
but the outside double would be for 2.
Yeah, I think
And James is a very good hitter. He can throw it pretty hard.
turn right here, eh?
So if he can get the line right here,
I don't think there's a hole there.
No, I don't think so.
If there's a hole there, it would be very unfortunate.
yeah, coming from that angle, let's try to come off there, right into this one. If they can get it to come up and move this one out, they can count their deuce.
Roll, is that what we're playing?
I think James would be.
Well, it'd be nice to get some action off the wall.
They would be sitting 2 PEI
It may come
as
up
the last
the other
rock.
red one too, eh?
Okay.
There you go. You just heard it from James.
Uphill.
Okay.
Uphill weight. So this will be running down the track here. And we know with weight on these outside rocks, they don't move very much. So pretty much you get it off the right spot out of your hand, you're in good shape.
Hard, Kelly.
They're on it early. They thought they were a little bit tight.
Hard, Kelly.
And it's looking like he's going to get this a little bit skinny. Gets it, and he does not get over into any of the red ones there. It doesn't move anything. So the reds are still sitting 2.
And that normally is a very straight spot, so he must have just got it a little inside there, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and so sorry, yeah, with Eddie having the hammer, that's why he did remove that yellow one, because James would have had this shot, and then he would have had nothing left in there. So he has now a draw in there for 3, sitting 2, basically needing a piece of the 4-foot. Eddie Mackenzie.
Pretty close.
Yeah, Mike Dillon and Sean Ledgerwood on the sweep here.
Like it's all there.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hanging out there a little bit.
The weight's still up, so once the weight comes down, it'll start carving in there.
It's coming nice now.
We're staying slow, very close, slowing right down, and it just dives right into the 4-foot. And we have 1, 2, 3 reds. So a score of 3 for PEI in the first end. And we'll be right back with some second end action.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships here in Moncton, New Brunswick. Our feature matchup has PEI and Alberta men's. PEI starting out with 3 and the hammer in the first end. And James got a little bit of an uphill battle early.
Yeah, finish it, Sean. Finish it.
We will be tracking 8 other games for you. And if you want to check out a couple other games, we are live streaming the games on sheet B and D. You can check that out at TSN Plus or youtube.com/Curling Canada. And also, if you want to get some tickets for some of the upcoming events, you can go to curling.ca/tickets. A lot of curling activity upcoming. We have the Canadian Mixed Double Olympic Trials, December 30th to January 4th in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. And the IKS media folks will be covering that, and they are covering this event as well and doing a very good job for us. Other major events coming up in curling: Scotty's Tournament of Hearts, February 14th to 23 in Thunder Bay. The Montana Brier, presented by AGI, February 28th to March 9th in Kelowna, BC. And the BKT Tire World Men's Championship, March 29th to April 6th in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. And after a little summer break, back in some more curling with Canadian Curling Trials, November 22nd to 30th. Back out here in the Maritimes in Halifax.
Right up, right up.
So to start off this end, James looking to get a multiple score. We get a center guard, 1 on a 12-foot. James with the corner. He'll be trying to come around this corner and get that into play here.
Yeah, the first one they drew around there, it didn't quite come up good enough, so I don't know if he's tightened up the ice here a little bit. We'll watch and see what this one does. They were able to remove it, and they rolled out, so.
So Kelly Moth with the come around. Looks like he's got a little bit of weight on this one and a fair bit of line, so the sweepers are walking behind this one.
They say it's a rocket, so.
Yeah, and so I think that's a term that he probably uses in his racing. Both Johnny and James are race car enthusiasts. I know James and his dad Harvey have built a car, and I think James continues to race it. And I think Johnny has a mechanic shop, but he also races too, so I'm sure they trade a lot of racing notes.
Yeah, they've been drag racing for 40 years. Friends for 35.
Kevin, how's the weight?
We're about T-line or a little better.
Kevin, hard line.
So Sean Ledgerwood trying with the out-turn come around. Wants to stay on top of the floor, buried in behind her. This looks like a great shot. So far, PEI, they look like they're right on their game. They came to play today.
James has no choice but to peel off that guard at this point.
Yeah,
he's one on the 4-foot, one on the 12-foot, and the guard on top of it.
He can get all these rocks moving. There is a little bit of stagger in there for them. Trying to get at least a couple of them. Johnny trying to carve the shot over. Let's get at least that guard off. He does.
He's got one.
Yeah, didn't quite touch anything else in the house, so I think we'll just see Eddie Mackenzie try to get the guard right back up on that one.
Halfway. Oh, okay.
Right now, wanting to guard that one that is on the center line a little bit more. Cheat to guarding a little bit of the back one. Somewhere around the Everest logo, give it some separation, making the run back attempt for James and the Alberta team a little tougher.
Mine's okay.
Sean, you're in.
Over and off.
This looks
Over
like
curling.
it's probably going to
Clean.
over curl.
Sean, clean.
Yeah, this one wasn't off that 4-foot line as much as
Leave
we've
it die. It's
seen
over
some of them.
curling.
They will cut pretty good in between the 4-foot lines.
Well.
Yeah,
It's not a
it
bad
covers
shot.
off a pretty good chunk of it.
Sorry.
Right in the middle of the center line. So we have our famous Christmas tree setup now.
We do.
Pack.
We were told by some men last night that it's called tree, not Christmas
Well,
tree.
I guess it could be,
But tis the season.
but a Christmas tree has got those
Right.
nice little angles. Some
Right.
trees don't. So I'm going with Christmas tree.
Right.
Okay. Stay close. Yep. John.
Right, this is going to have to squeak by the guard tight. It's coming off a little bit early.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark.
Yeah, they just need to get that on that one a little bit early. It did come up on him with that weight.
So as Mark's throwing this rock,
What's that?
it's my granddaughter's birthday today, and my
It's
dog's,
gonna come back, eh?
and
A little more.
it's Mark's
Yep.
wife's birthday.
What do
Happy
you say?
birthday
More.
to Jen.
Just a,
I think we have another birthday
Yeah,
out there
here
too. Is
last
there not one of the
Oh,
latest
we
Christmas?
have Teresa Breen's birthday from the skip of Nova Scotia. It's her birthday today, so if you're watching Teresa, happy birthday.
So very popular day for some birthdays in this group here. Once again, the PEI team trying to guard their two that are in the house right
You're
now.
gonna have to finish it.
Little tighter. Curl it some at the end here.
This one they wanted to move a little bit more at the end. It's
Whoa, I think we're
a
okay
little wider
now.
up, but it has a
Yeah, it's all
I
right.
think it has a little more weight than the last one. So
Whoa.
late finish coming here, but a little tighter guard. I think
It'll be
you're gonna-
okay.
Yeah, a little bit at the end.
It's well guarded, but
Whoa, Mike.
tighter, and this is going to make the run back a little bit easier for
bad.
James.
Still looking at 3 rocks there to get rid of, so
Yeah,
got it. It would be nice to get that one off the 4-foot.
You
I
can-
think that's what he's thinking.
right. So
run it.
you got an offensive and a defensive play here. Defense, open up the front. Offense would be a quiet. Try to get that top one and roll under, and try to get some access to the shot rock later. So throwing a quieter hit. You can only see a half of this rock. Gonna have to try to get it tight by this guard. It's coming up pretty hard on him. This is curling pretty good.
But he will
Both-
get a
both the
tick off
marks
that
rock.
front rock.
We'll open it up and have enough weight probably to push it out and roll on the ring. So all in all, not a bad result. He does have an extra rock in there.
And Eddie puts his broom down right away to guard it up again.
It didn't spin in for a second shot, although I think James is going to probably need to remove the top both the top one as well as the back to get anything happening in this end.
PEI continues to put the pressure on these Alberta boys.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice just having to throw guards
Right.
as opposed to a half rock tap.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I like throwing
little-
when I'm a skip, right?
A little bit more room for error.
Mine's pretty
So-
good. You're gonna have to finish it.
Should go.
You're gonna go hard.
Hard, Mike. Sean.
Sean, help. Hard, Mike. Hard.
So it's out there, they're gonna have to really
Hard!
this one. They want to
Hard!
cover that
Go!
rock completely.
Hard. Hard. Right up.
Okay, sweet.
That's pretty good. I mean, I think there might be enough room there for James to try that double and roll to the outside again. That's what he's eyeing up.
Gotta make sure we get it.
You know, we've noticed.
for sure.
Let's listen to what he's saying here.
A little bit more on the board. Right there.
Okay, so having had a look
Yeah, that'd be pretty close.
at Mark's shot, that guard didn't quite curl enough. They did want to prevent this double, but there is enough of it exposed for James with some quiet weight
Yeah.
to make the old Eddie Wernick board weight double, get them both moving out of the rings. And if he does, his shooter is going to roll under those guards, and he can sit a couple. So tee shot in this end.
Make sure that we get them out of the 12-foot, one of them anyway.
Yeah.
We'll see if this comes up as hard as Mark's. Maybe Mark has a little bit more of a cutter rock.
Yep.
On this pretty early as well.
Thought he looked pretty good.
Threw it well. Looks like it's holding on that line. A little firmer than Mark's shot.
Hold up a bit.
Just gets by the guard, but not enough of it to get the rock off of the 4-foot.
Okay, but he does have two sitting over there in the wings.
I guess he could just see enough of it, because he would have had to just paper that guard. And there was a very little bit of room left, and he didn't get to that back one, so.
And he did glance over at those two rocks in the house of Alberta's, but I think he'll just ignore it.
They are open.
Just even them up. A good line?
I think so. I don't.
So he's trying to split the house,
Yeah.
because his rock is fairly well guarded. He could put up another guard, but that would leave James maybe a long angle raise or come off of his own again. Try to get that right out for a 3. So split of the house here will force James into one.
Well, just even, I think.
What's that?
Just even to them.
Okay.
Or even to us.
These guys are having a good time out there, just looking at their bios. All their comments are quite comical in them, so I know Mark especially, he likes to have a lot of fun out there on the ice.
Where is it?
Deep.
These teams have
we're on the guard.
played each other before.
Well, curl it, Mike.
Can we
Oh,
tap?
this is hanging out
Curl
there.
it! Curl it, Mike!
Yeah,
You know, he might
he doesn't
get
want to move his guard off. He's got to get it by.
I think he is.
He's going to be on a piece of it. He's going to open this up for James. And that's not a good result for PEI. Leaving a wide open hit for James Pahl to tie this game back up.
You know, we've seen that a few times with that shot coming down there where it's hung. A little more weight and it stays straight.
Yeah, there is a lot of late finish here, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
You know, and his weight was fine. It just
Yeah.
late break, and they had probably more ice than they would have wanted on that shot with the result that happened.
Do you know, I've noticed with PEI so far that they are doing it right. They're on the outside of the broom on their shots. Their guards are taking a while to come up, and that if you're tight to the broom, you don't really have a chance. But if you throw to that outside, you got a better chance to make shots.
Yeah, you can finish some things up here, but hard to hold them.
Yep.
So, a little more weight. This is comfortable control weight for James here. Looking for the nose hit.
Really good.
And it looks really good on this one. So, change of field goals to start this game. Alberta comes back and replies with 3 of their own. So we now have a 3-3 score in our feature matchup, and we'll be right back after this.
Don't forget your brooms.
Come on. Well, what do you got? You got 1, you got 2, you got...
Just one little, please.
You make moments like these possible.
From cash spiels to grand slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
And welcome back to all you curling fans around the world. We are located here at the Curl of Moncton Curling Club in Moncton, New Brunswick, and we're bringing you the Everest Senior Curling Championships. Our feature matchup is the Prince Edward Island versus Alberta men's. We've got a good one going here, trading some threes early. And we do also have coverage of all the other sheets. If you want to check that out yourself, you can go to curling.ca/scoreboard. Just going to give you a little run through what we have out here so far. On our sheet A, we have Manitoba and Saskatchewan ladies. Saskatchewan currently leading that game 2-1. On sheet B, we have the Prince Edward Island versus Alberta ladies. And we have PEI leading that one currently 1-0. On sheet C, we have a men's matchup, Yukon against Saskatchewan, and that game is all tied up at 1. And in this facility, we have basically 2 5-sheeters, and on the other side, we have 4 more games going on. And Penny, what's happening over there?
Okay, so BC's playing on sheet E. BC's playing Nova Scotia, last year's champion. And after 2 ends, BC scored 3 in the second end to go up 3-0. Northern Ontario is playing Newfoundland women over there, and it's a tie game 1-1 after 2 ends. Quebec men are playing Northern Ontario men, and it's 2-1 for Quebec over there. And the final game over there is Yukon ladies playing BC ladies, and BC is winning 2-1.
All right, so we'll keep you posted on those. You can check them out yourself.
So I don't know if we have fans watching all over the world, but we do have probably around the Cornwall Curling Club in PEI and the Sherwood Park Curling Club in Edmonton, outside of Edmonton.
I do know that they are looking around the world. Jamie Booten in Germany did send me a note, so I know.
Okay, there you go.
We are technically around the world.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to give you a little recap of the men's standings here. We do have Saskatchewan in Pool A leading the field at 4-0. We have a couple teams at 3-1, Nova Scotia and British Columbia. And we have a couple more teams with a couple wins, in Manitoba and Newfoundland, followed by Yukon with 1 win, and the Territory is still looking for their first victory. And on the other side of the men's, on the Pool B, we have Alberta still at the top, but tied in a 3-way with Desjardins and Kennedy of Quebec and New Brunswick. They're all at 3-1. Ontario Rajala is 2-3. They've played 5 games, two wins as well for Northern Ontario and Prince Edward Island, and none of it looking for their first victory. So everybody will play 6 games in this matchup in this pool, and then they'll move over to
championship
or the seeding. And we can get the ladies standings for you in a bit.
Not much, not as many rocks in play this end.
Yeah, they started out with a couple field goals each, and now it's like maybe a little more cleaner. Maybe we'll just see some 2s, some blanks coming up, maybe some smaller numbers on the board, not so many squiggles.
Curl it! Hard! Right up, right up, right up. Okay. Roll it a little.
So Sean Ledgerwood just hits the open rock of Alberta's, rolls over to the weeds. So we'll see if James wants to come around the center or play maybe a little more cautious, hit the open one.
Sean Ledgerwood, he's a pinball collector. Or would you call him a pinball wizard? He owns and restores pinball machines. That's an interesting hobby.
I bet you that'd be a cool place to go to.
That's right, a lot of fun.
Yeah, bring a bag of quarters with you and you can spend the whole day there.
Do you think it's still quarters?
Oh no. Kelly! Kelly!
I'm guessing. So many video games now.
Hard, Kelly!
Might need a lot of them though.
Right to it, right to it, right to it, right to it.
We're trying to carve this rock over.
Go, Mark.
Mark Klink. And he does overroll a little bit. You can see pretty much all of that for PEI. Getting into the first of the third stones for Kevin Champion.
Going back to that pinball machine, my one of the girls I curl with, Cindy Blackmore, she has I think it's a Pac-Man machine in her house. It's kind of a lot of fun too.
I think I have one of those that you attach to your TV screen.
Curl, Mike.
Yeah. Trying to keep the 80s alive.
Okay. Let's just roll away.
He doesn't get the roll under.
Okay.
Slight roll outward. So James will have a chance to hit and roll under here and make the shot a little bit tougher. There's room around that guard with the swing that we have in the ice. We've had really good ice here. Last week they had the U21 mixed doubles. So the ice makers have been working on the ice for a couple weeks now. We do have the stones from Curling Canada, a couple sets of them. And yeah, comments from the curlers are the ice is very playable. They're liking it.
Roll it, John. Roll it.
Great
and
shot.
they haven't moved around the
shot here
rocks
by
too
Mark
much.
Klink. Rolls it under.
So I play here.
Or we can run the front, one or the other.
It's getting pretty late in the end here in the front. You know, James will
Just play
just
this.
end up guarding.
Can't see much of it.
You can see a
But
piece.
you can see a little. It will come in there. And, you know, and the other thing for Eddie is, I mean, peeling the guard, if he ticks the guard here, is probably going to open it up too.
That's right.
If he doesn't have much weight, though, and ticks the guard,
Whoa, John, whoa!
he'll probably cover off his draw pass. So really wanting to make this one.
Curl it.
Curl it, Mike!
Hard, Mike.
It should come. It's right on that line.
Yeah, and it doesn't have a lot of weight. You can see it coming off the line pretty hard.
Right up, right up.
I don't know if
He's not going to be moving it out, but you know the key was to get that one off the forefoot, and you know force James to hit something out wide and roll back under.
The best you're gonna do there.
But with a roll under on this one, it will be behind the tee line this time. So
But it is going to be possibly a force of one for PEI.
Just
Now
hold
that
weight.
there's two rocks in play, unless there's a double set up somewhere.
Shouldn't do very much here.
Yeah, it's pretty straight.
Any weight, yeah, it's pretty straight.
You looking for the flip or?
No, it sits fine.
Okay.
Because we go
okay.
behind.
So James is
Yeah.
content with the nose hit here. It will leave
your way is fine, Kel.
Okay.
Eddie and PEI a shot at a double if they prefer, or they can try to make the hit and roll under and see if they can get their deuce that way.
House.
The problem with rolling under here is that it would be behind the tee line, so that would give them an opportunity to use it.
Yeah, and it would eliminate that other stone that they have out there. It looks like he's got
It's got a nose
nose
hit.
hit. Exactly what he called for. You can see the little bit of a steep angle for the double. Guessing, yep, hit and roll.
Maybe a little more. There's a little, depends if you're a true board. Yeah, okay. I like it.
We can roll to that one,
Yeah.
too.
Right, so he can roll under or roll over on top of the other one or to it. Or if it's skinny, he can actually make the double and stay over in an open spot.
Few options there.
Yeah.
Board.
So a little bigger rock down the other end. Being able to hit it in a few different spots. And I think if he noses this one, I think you'll still see James hit this stone and try to roll under maybe this time.
Great. Mike, Mike, Mike.
But you don't want to be wide on it.
Yeah. We have seen the ones with some weight on the outside running straight. Trying to get Mark to carve this one. It does stay in the open 8-foot. James is shot.
Just don't set up a gimme double or something.
As long as we stay. I'll throw just a smidgen more weight, not much.
Oh, more weight.
It's the force all the way.
You can roll now, but
Schmidge.
Yeah.
I'll throw a hair more weight out here. Well, if we get the roll now, that'd be fine.
So priority for James is to hit and stay.
Be nice to keep it in the rings, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
As he just commented, keep it in the rings, roll under,
Hit the rock first.
make it go away.
Same weight.
It's like nice control weight.
Hard, Kelly.
Trying to get this to move up a little bit. He didn't overthrow it. He's going to get a little bit of movement on this at the end. He's got some roll.
Not quite enough.
Not enough to bury. But a nose hit on that one would not leave them shot. So Eddie just drawing here.
They put the broom down pretty fast, though. He knew he was probably going to have the draw with his last one.
Yeah, and you know, it looks like he's out a little bit wide here. I'm not sure he's trying to use that yellow for backing if he is a little bit heavy. You can get caught in the middle here as a sweeper and, you know, thinking you're a little heavy and using the backing, but it's going to be curling hard and you oversweep it and it can go through the hole on you. So we'll see how they communicate this one.
This is tricky going out a little bit further.
Yeah. So right now you might hear them say that you've got some backing. Sean's moved inside. So the sweepers are letting him know the weight's looking good. Doesn't need any backing.
Hard, Sean, a little bit. No, we're good.
Hard, 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 hard.
Yeah, no problem there for Eddie Mackenzie and the PEI boys as they make a nice draw to the 4-foot to score their 1 point, taking a lead of 4-3, and we'll be back with some fourth end action.
I love that curling is a team sport, that we're able to travel the world with friends and family and experience the journey with fans as well. The sport demands so much, whether it's fine motor skills or both physically and mentally taxing. And it's just a fun social sport that you're able to kind of make an extended family all over the world.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships at Curl Moncton Curling Club in Moncton, New Brunswick. Got a good one going on here so far, a 4-3 game. PEI up by 1. Alberta having the hammer coming home in the fourth end. We have a guard by PEI that didn't get to the center line. James puts up the corner with the hammer, looking for his deuce. We got Mike Dillon coming around the center guard, trying to get one into the top 4.
There should be room.
So this facility here is a little interesting. It's 2 sheets of 5, and the second sheet, I guess they started out, they had three curling clubs in Moncton, New Brunswick, and Beausejour, Beaver, and the MCA, and they combined to do Curl Moncton and have a 10-sheeter, but COVID was pretty hard on them, I guess, and so they converted 5 sheets and made it pickleball. And but for this event, they're still able to take those 5 sheets and put some ice in, and both sides are pretty close to the same.
Yeah, they have the luxury at this facility to host some major events with the 10-sheet option.
And they have a great banquet facility here. The food has been great, thanks to Cavendish Farms.
Yeah, I think they're supplying the French fries here. So to start off this fourth end, nice come around by Mike Dillon, and then we saw Johnny Schmidt come down and freeze right on top with another good shot. So good shots made so far this end. Getting into a little bit of precision curling coming up here. Freezing.
Room. Kevin, you're in. Kevin's in.
Let me in. You got a curl.
Kevin.
So they want this one to curl early, so
hard, Kevin.
We have Kevin Champion on the inside. Sweep it over the high corner, trying to get it to move up. They do need to stoop as well for weight. So just guarding this up. A lot of separation on the guards.
Kill me.
James Pahl is going up there, and it's peel time. He's got the hammer. He wants to get that front stuff guards open.
If he can get this one into the other one, he'll be really happy. Peel one first. Trying to send it into that other guard guarding his rocks. Getting a little skinny. So just a straight peel on that. And Eddie Mackenzie and PI, they're just quite content to just keep filling the high stuff.
Okay, we're going to talk about that rock again. They do have shot rock, but the yellow rock is in front of it, so it's kind of dangerous. James Pahl gets the opportunities later on in the end. He's going to, that rock isn't very hard to remove, the red one.
No, any part of that yellow one and that red one is gone, but the advantage for PI is they are putting up a double guard.
Get it
so,
okay, good.
This one's a little bit more over. So now James changing gears.
Back four.
Going on, he's going to try to come around both those guards and tap his yellow.
It is a long, the second guard they just put up is a long guard, so there's lots of room with the swing in the ice for him to come around here.
Yeah, I think that that guard over-curled a little bit. They stayed on it at the end and they curled up even more.
This one looks like he might have a little bit of weight.
Yeah, James was looking for like a 4-foot weight, and this is looking like through the house. As we heard them call out a rocket, meaning a lot more weight than they were asking for. It didn't even come up with that weight, and hangs on in the house. Chips the yellow even more behind. Everything's fully buried behind two guards now for PEI, so.
It actually looks a little better for PEI now than it did before they threw. It's not going to like that shot.
Other than there's another yellow in the rings with that yellow still tightly on top of that red. So Eddie Mackenzie just making the guards a little bit, cover a little more coverage on him. Trying to get one on the center line this time, fill up the hole a little.
They're calling lots of weight too.
Yeah, he doesn't want to come in here and, you know, if you come in the house, James is going to hit this, probably have another one in the rings, and potential for a big end. With that yellow rock being on top of that red one so tight in the house, you know, you can send any rock in there and eliminate that red. So.
Right.
Came down pretty good on him though. Ended up in a good guard spot, right on the Everest logo, and.
It's a shot. To it.
So.
Yep.
So there's two sides to this rock. Mark Klink coming around on the outside this time.
Back line.
Okay, stay close. Yep.
So we've seen this one come up pretty good here, and Marks have seemed to have been curling quite a bit.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah,
he's got the front guard.
Yeah, he's going to be on the guard. Might even push it in the rings.
Oh, Kelly, whoa, Kelly, no, Kelly, whoa.
James,
might need that.
James wanting to leave that is, you know, closer to the 4-foot line so he could run it straight back in. The wider it rolls out means he's going to be throwing a skinnier double into his zone later in the end if he has to. So James setting up things for later in the end.
Take it in.
Yeah, okay.
Just play guard.
You know, right now, although PEI is sitting the one on the button, it's in a nervous situation. Got to put some good guards up.
How's the weight? Room. Sean, you're in.
Yep, Sean! Hurry!
It's a little bit early moving here. This one's going to be coming in quite a bit deeper than the other guards.
Go hard!
We are starting to see that swing that we weren't seeing at the start.
Yeah, this one's going to overcurl a lot and doesn't really do much. So that one got all the way to the center line, so James can definitely get to the nose of this yellow. He will want to tap it.
I think he can maybe even see just a piece of it.
Yeah, it would have been a tough shot on that guard, but they could have let it tick that high one and maybe still cover the hole here. So we'll see if Mark Klink can come around here with the same weight.
Oh,
this one,
lose it.
This one they lost, and it grabbed something, and yeah, looks like it's going to send that red one in. Now, they don't want to leave the double set up on this, so they're sweeping this one, trying to get it deep enough so that they can't use this to come off into the red, and that is there for them.
It is.
Sorry, guys. I think we got to get in there.
They got a little bit of something off of that. I think there might be enough of that red to throw the double, so.
I think that rock might have picked on him a little bit.
Definitely picked, and I don't know, Eddie can't guard both shots here.
Just guard.
Okay, let's guard.
Okay.
Okay.
He's going to guard.
We're settling for a just guard.
Pretty tight to get in, isn't it? I guess the air's not terrible. You like trying to come off it a little?
No, I either like dead freezing or guarding. What do you like?
Well, if we get to the inside, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Can't move that rock very far.
No, he's
Alberta will be shot rock.
No, and this is one that sweepers will have to communicate the weight and they'll have to make the call on it early. You know, whether it's going to be a guard or whether it's they're going to try to bring this one right in there.
So to try and get to the inside.
I think I would prefer a guard here. What about you, Dan?
Well,
you're throwing this?
Only because there is that double red and there's 2 yellows that would be remaining, and if you could stick that double, you could be sitting 3. So coming in there half around, yeah, it would leave James an easy tap on it, but then he would be able to get that one as well on his last stone for Eddie. So tight guard or coming right in and trying to get by that.
To get to the inside of it.
Yeah.
This one's not moving like the other ones were.
Well, this should start coming in here pretty hard right now.
Hard! Go hard, Mike!
Finish it! Hard! 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 Go, go, go! Gotta stay on those shots.
Yeah, I heard Eddie wanting both guys to stay on that to try to drag that rock. They had Mike on to try to curl it in there.
But
he does end up with a pretty good guard. Pretty
you
high.
Gotta sweep for the weight, right?
Yeah. Weight and line.
Okay.
So James going to utilize that rock that Eddie Mackenzie just put up, run it onto his own yellow, get rid of the red shot rock. So looking to get this one to come back onto the yellow, get this one out,
We'll try and kill 2 reds.
hopefully get this one off of here, and maybe even squirt that yellow a little bit under if he can get it on the outside a little.
You're getting better at that drawing.
Found a better Sharpie using the right finger. Okay, so a run back attempt by James Pahl.
A lot of weight coming down here.
Yeah, it's out a little bit right now. And with that weight, it's probably not going to come up much. He's going off the high side of it the other way on it now. The red does roll out the other way. Keeps the shooter on the ring, but right now it looks pretty good with Alberta sitting 1-2. But Eddie Mackenzie's going to have a good opportunity to roll under a lot of coverage up there.
Yeah, we kind of need the roll. We need the roll.
Well, you heard him say he needs the roll. So he stays out there open. James will just have an easier hit for 2.
He makes this roll right behind on the button there. It's going to be tough for James to get 2, to get 1.
Yeah, then we may see him utilize something yellow on the outsides.
Mike!
Oh, he might have popped that one out a little bit.
Hard, Mike!
Well, they try to just scrape by that outside yellow. It's a very thin outside double. He's all over the outside yellow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he got that one back, and now James has a free draw for 3.
Right. Yeah, you could see it right out of his hand. He just popped it a little.
Eddie will want that one back. I mean, that was an open hit, at least to get rid of one to force James to have a shot only for 2. So James will have a draw to the 8-foot with backing for 3.
Just put on the 4-foot.
So what a turnaround on that end. You know, from PEI throwing a lot of guards up, and they had to switch gears to the hit, and unfortunately didn't make that. So.
Last rock in the 4th end. James Pahl, Alberta, throwing the final stone. Draw for 3.
Weight's good.
Yeah, I think you're not going to hurt it. You're not going to hurt it.
It's not light.
Yep.
Sweeper side was good.
Okay,
James thinks it needs a little. Can't hurt it.
They just want to make sure that that's not going to go with the draw weight.
Yeah, and he's got his yellow to work with back there, so. Just a piece of it. Yeah.
Okay.
And it stops in the back of the 4-foot, and we've got a score of 3 yellow for Alberta in the 4th end. They will now have a 6-4 lead when we come back after the break. We'll see you in a bit.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
Don't forget your brooms.
Yep, you got it.
Come on up. Okay, well, what do you got? You got 1, you got 2, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
Obviously, you mentioned the success you've had this season. Is it about just continuing that as the season goes along? Or obviously, like you mentioned, you want to peak at the right time, but how do you sort of contrast getting hot at the right time?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we hope to do as veterans. I mean, playing your best game in, Sault Ste. Marie or Okotoks or Penticton isn't necessarily the goal. You want to be able to elevate your game at the Grand Slams and the Brier and provincial playdowns, so you can try to wear that maple leaf to go to the Worlds. And so I think, all 4 of us have good experience in doing that. I think we all know what's important to us and what gets us excited to play these days at those big events. And so I think that with the 4 guys we have on this team, I think we're going to be able to do that. And, it's about staying consistent and growing throughout the season. Get your confidence going, try to, iron out some kinks you may have as a team. But I think getting the best out of each other when it counts the most is what we're really looking forward to.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships here in Moncton, New Brunswick. Our feature matchup has PEI versus Alberta men's, and Alberta has a couple pairs of three-enders. They now have 6, and PEI with 4 having the hammer. So maybe some missed chances at PEI. Had the pressure on, and they kind of let Alberta off the hook, and Alberta made them pay for it.
Try, John.
Guess I owe you a drink.
Both these teams are playing fairly quick. They have a pile of time in the bank, so I don't think that will be an issue. So, well, we got a little extra minute or two. I'm going to go across the board and give you guys some updates on some of the other scores. If you did want to, we are also streaming games on Sheet B and C. You can catch those on TSN Plus or youtube.com/Curling Canada. On Sheet 1, we have a ladies matchup there with Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan has a 3-1 lead in that game. On Sheet B, we have another ladies matchup with Alberta and Saskatchewan. And we have, PEI and Alberta on that one. And PEI is leading 2-1. On Sheet 3, we have a ladies matchup. Oh no, I got that wrong again. Sorry. Yukon versus Saskatchewan.
Make sure we're in now. Yep.
There's too many of the same colored jerseys out here.
I know, that's right.
So Yukon is actually
right here,
losing that one to Saskatchewan by a score of 6-1. And then the other barn, they call it here.
The Ice Shed.
Ice Shed.
Right. BC men are playing Nova Scotia, Team Fleming, and it's 3-2 for BC. Northern Ontario playing Newfoundland in the ladies, and Northern Ontario is winning 2-1. Quebec is playing Northern Ontario in the men, and it's a tie game, 2-2. And the Yukon is playing BC women, and Diane Gushlak and her team scored a 3-ender in the third end to go up 5-1.
Right up.
Okay, and just one more quick update on that game on Sheet A. They did just finish the fourth. Our guys here are playing so fast and so far ahead of everybody else. They're ahead of the field here, but there is a score of 1 for Manitoba on that game on Sheet 1. And so we now have Saskatchewan 3, Manitoba 2. And we'll be bringing up the scoreboard here shortly for the standings for the ladies' pools. I'll let you go through those ones, Benny.
In Pool A on the women's side, Nova Scotia, Teresa Breen, birthday girl today. She's currently sitting at 5-0. Saskatchewan is 3-1. And then you got a couple of teams at 2-2, Newfoundland and Quebec. Down further, New Brunswick, Graham is at 2-3, Northern Ontario 1-3, and Manitoba looking for their first win. Pool B, Ontario, Joanne Rizzo is 5-0. Alberta, Atina Ford Johnson, who's on the ice right now, is also, she's 4-0. BC and PEI are both 2-2, and Northwest Territories and Yukon are 1-3, and Nunavut is looking for their first win at 0-5. So they play 6 games in that pool before the championship pool.
Okay, that's fine.
And looking to be one of the top 4 to move on. And if there are some ties, the draw to the button will be required. So if you want to check out where the standings are on that, you can go to the curling.ca/scoreboard and get all those results. And back to our feature game here. We do have PEI looking to score deuce back at least on this one. They do have a couple of corner guards up. James Pahl and Alberta team has one in the top 4 center line and one almost biting the 4-foot, even with it in the 8-foot and guarding. Kelly Moth with the center line guard attempt. Looking for it about halfway and biting the center line.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we're all right.
So they're bringing it in a little bit tighter to get the line on it. It's actually coming all the way in, a little bit under. So
you give me a little less for that rock?
Yeah, I'm gonna
going back to those standings, Joanne Rizzo is on top of the other standings, and I watched her. She was playing the Yukon last night, and she had to draw the full button for the win, and she made it no problem. It was her coach. She has a coach, Daryl Nolan,
Wait.
and it was his 200th game of coaching.
Count it.
Last night.
Game or 200th win. It's a win some
Count.
games. Yeah, just some of these teams here have been together a long time. Sometimes long-time coaches.
Shot.
So Joanne wanted us to she wanted to tell us, and we want to congratulate him on that.
Yeah, you know, some of the teams say they have some coaches, some teams have some fifth. But one thing I did notice that there's a lot of teams here that did bring out a lot of family and friends.
Right.
I know James's team, their sponsor, he is available here. Yes, he's been here for a few days now. He's going to be here for the whole competition. That's Jared and Dana, and they're actually a sponsor of our team as well. So
Is that right?
yeah, to see him come out here and take in the curling action, going all the way across Canada for that.
Shot.
Hopefully they're getting some lobster.
I think Mark and him are good golf buddies, so you know, it's,
Where you like?
they hang around a lot together.
Board.
Whatever you like.
Play with board.
Mark is originally a Manitoba boy, I guess. He played lead for Don Duguid back in the day, and they won the MCA Bonspiel.
Yep.
Wow.
He's also a Jets fan, so he's not a converted Oiler fan.
Oh, I think we're supposed to talk to him about how they're doing. I know the guys on my Monday night men's team, they're Jets fans too, so a couple Oiler fans and a couple Jet fans. It's going pretty good right now with the tug of war.
Well, the Oilers lost again last night. I think it was a 1-0 game.
Yeah, we won't be talking about that
Okay.
right now.
We'll go away
Let's
with
get back to the game here. So actually a nice hit and roll under made by James in Alberta, and then PEI replied with eagle raised to move some grounded out into the open. So a couple guards, one very close to the center line that James is going to try to use here. Mark trying to come around, looking for something top four, buried around those. They hit it a little bit early. Mark's rocks have been moving a little, and he did have that one that picked, but this one hangs out and a little deeper. So
setting up a little bit of a wall back there for the PEI team.
So does PEI utilize the guards, or do you try to utilize the backing and make a pocket?
Like here?
Yep.
A lot of little friends back there for them.
Yeah.
Should be there. How's the weight?
Whoa, we got a tap in the little, Sean. Whoa. Whoa, Mike.
Got a curl, Sean.
We're wanting a little bit of a tap. Try to set up a better pocket back there with the hammer.
Curl it.
Rocks behind the tee line.
Curl it
on
hard.
those right now.
He does have the way to come in there nicely.
Yeah. So he's trying to tap this, roll back into the pocket middle, and you will not
Pretty
be
nice
able
shot.
to get that red one out of there on this throw.
You can get back to that one. Probably not going to hurt us either, I guess, eh? Well, let's tighten it up right to here, eh?
So you see James, he's not even going to make a move on that rock. He knows it's not going out.
I don't know.
Getting it to Skip's rocks here. He's going to maybe try to utilize those guards a little more. He can come around them. And if you heard him say, if he comes down to that back one, he will be shot. If he doesn't bump it, then they won't be able to get that yellow one out to make that other red count. So.
And those front guards are almost staggered, so
yeah,
not going to be able to use them.
PEI to send one back.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah. So come around attempt for James Pahl, looking for top four buried.
It's all there. Lots of weight.
So indicating lots of weight. Maybe looking for lining it up with the back one.
You did mention that if he came back to that back one, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Like I said, he doesn't want to tap it, because if he taps it and they tap him, then they can make that other one out count this. So it is stopping right on the tee line, or just past.
And it's buried.
In behind. They got by that guard with a lot of room, I think.
But wasn't really sweeper's weight, right?
No, they watched that one all the way. So Eddie's wanting to just freeze this with the amount of curl. he could get down and tap that out, but playing the freeze for now.
And it is behind the tee line, so he would be shot rock.
Yeah.
James would really like to, the Alberta team would really like to force them to one this end, have the hammer in the 6th end, being one up. Perfect position.
Yeah, I thought maybe PI might try to go a little harder for this one here, and he could hit and roll over towards his red one, making James make a play on it and maybe jam something into the back there for him. So,
Yeah, Mike.
but trying to get his deuce this way.
John, you're in.
Line's good.
Got Sean. You want Sean in this
Sean,
one? So
you're
he's
on.
trying to get him to carve this
Sean.
over early, but it'll
Hard.
come in there for him.
Hard.
They need it. Right, Mike's going to kick back in and help out.
Hard.
Looking like he's a little bit late on this one.
Okay, well.
Not the result he was looking for.
The line that he wanted, but didn't have the weight on it.
Top 4. Yeah, full 8. Yeah. I think it's a guard. Yeah.
Guard on this shot, and then all they will have is to try and get a bigger piece of the button with theirs.
Yeah, James is not going to try to come around that one into the top here. Because if he does leave it out here a little bit, we'll let PEI maybe get the double and bring those other red rocks into play. So he's just trying to throw the guard up top and leave PEI with a draw to the button for their one.
Last rock for Alberta.
So he can cheat a little bit on the wide side of this one, take a little bit of the draw path away, make it a very tough hole for Eddie and PEI to try to come through to tap that red. So this one's going to curl up quite a bit on him, and looks like
looks fine.
Yep, forcing the draw for the one to the button.
Is it even there?
He's looking at that outside red. It is overlapped a little bit to try to run it back. It would be for a score of 3 if it was there, so.
And back is there. I don't know if that one is.
Pretty close.
Game of inches.
That one in the
If it
middle
wa- if it
is
was-
a little bit of an overlap.
If it was completely open, you could send it back the way you want. Now they have to negotiate some angles.
Well, the other thing, can you get it if you not there straight, eh?
Now that back yellow is out counting that top one, so anything coming into that shot stone
I think that's too thin.
would be for a 2. So a little higher risk, more difficult
Well,
shot.
let's not waste time.
Although a draw to the button is never any easy task either.
No, it's not.
As tight as we can.
And he's got to come around that red rock to get
What do you
there.
want, board?
They've got, I heard him talk about the time there, but they've got lots of time. These guys,
They haven't even gotten to the second end, the second half of their game, and they're already in the end of the 5th end. So there we go. The time's up there for all our viewers to see. So tons of time.
each team gets 30 minutes of thinking time plus a timeout. So they're in the 5th end, almost finished, and they've got over 15 minutes.
Okay, so
normal.
What did he say here?
So I think he's trying to send this red one back over the high of this one and back into the yellow. He's got a vantage point. Yeah, he's got just enough room for this.
Whoa! Why,
Very close.
Must be close.
Oh, I think it picked on him early because this come up and racked on that guard, and they didn't touch it early. So racking of the guard, and looks like Alberta's going to steal a point here and take a 7-4 lead, and we'll be back with the 6th end after this.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life.
Weight's good.
Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
Welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships from Moncton, New Brunswick. In the booth, Dan Holowichik with Penny Shantz. And we are covering the Alberta Prince Edward Island men's match. Alberta stealing one in the fifth end, taking a 7-4 lead now. James Pahl with his first rock right on the Everest logo. PEI with a corner guard. And we have Johnny Schmidt putting another rock into the top house here. James with a 3-point lead. He would be okay with the play in the house.
He's going to keep it clean, and his first rock was right on the pin.
Yeah.
I don't want to make a pocket either, so.
You know, and Johnny not wanting to put the guard up, maybe he added a little bit more on this than he wanted to. Sweepers don't want to leave it in the back of the rings because I need some catchers back there. So that rock goes through. Alberta sweeps out their own rock. And now we have PEI trying to put up a corner on the other side.
Gives them an opportunity to do that.
Seen Randy Furby come by our booth here. He just woke up and, no, actually, I think he had a meeting with the CCA this morning.
He did.
And, you know, just wanted to, I guess,
give a shout out to those guys.
Yeah, well, thank the Everest bunch. You know, they've really helped out our sport of curling. Not only do they provide sponsorship and some good direction, I believe, for our events for the senior men's. They also look after the club championships
and the senior ladies.
And the senior ladies, yes. And both men's and women's clubs, and most recently a North American club event. So expanding their their sponsorship into the curling world. They do a great job. I've been to numerous events before Everest and after Everest, and life is much better with the Everest crew involved.
Amazing sponsors. Big thank you to Randy Furby and Mark Duffy, the CEO. He will be here on Thursday, and I know all the curlers are looking forward to meeting up with Mark. He likes to meet all the curlers, sit with them, entertain them, and he does a good job.
Yeah, everybody loves to have Mark come out here, and all the returning people, they come back here, and it's like a family reunion for the ones that have been here before.
Real hard line.
And the ones that are here for the first time, they're thoroughly enjoying it.
Hard.
That club event that they hosted down in I think it was in Denver, it was the Canadian club champions, both men and women, playing against the U.S. champions. And they had one sheet, it was all lit up, and they had Canadian rocks and American rocks. It was pretty entertaining, and I think you can still get that game, both those games, on YouTube.
They are there, yes. And, and that's the one thing about Everest. They're thinking outside of the box, trying some new things, looking at, putting some pizzazz into the game. The American, you got American handled rocks and Canadian handled rocks. It's just some different concepts. Randy's been to a lot of events. He's been around the world, saw a lot of things in curling, and he's not afraid to try a few different things.
And he's looking after the curlers. He's doing what the curlers want.
Yep.
Yeah, always a good
Hard line.
So back to our feature matchup here. You know, one corner guard and James with two shot stones in the middle of the forefoot. PI continuing to try to utilize that guard and carry around it.
Harder.
Looking to score at least the deuce.
That rock is open a bit. Can get to it.
It is, and you know, James will take a shot at it.
Hack.
Playing it with hack weight. Thought he might play with a hair more weight in case you click that guard, you want to roll out of play. But
Hack up.
Yep. Whoa.
A lot of weight.
Whoa. John.
Gotta get over the 4 foot line.
Hard, John. Right to it.
Mark throwing that one down there like a surgeon. Picking that rock out, no problem. Rolls to the wings.
Dan, I'm going to mention when he was calling that shot, James Pahl, he asked down the ice if that was his number 5 rock. We have noticed that maybe that number 5 yellow rock is a bit more of a cutter. Maybe give him a little bit extra ice.
Yeah, and so sometimes you can pass those rocks off, usually to the lead.
Right.
And the leads will always tell you they're throwing those rocks in the sheet all the time.
And they make all the shots.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm going to tell you that, yeah, there was nothing wrong with that rock. But, you know what, if there is something in your mind even, and even if it isn't there, you're probably better off to pass that rock off to someone else or utilize it to your advantage.
That's
you
right.
know? So a very nice draw around here for PEI. Kevin Champion putting his first one fully behind the guard. So this time, James, peel it off. He does have a 3-point lead. All the other rocks are in play in the house.
You know where that came from.
T-liner behind. A straight peel attempt here for Mark Link.
Whoa, up. John.
Hits the guard and misses the one in the house, right through the hole. So no guards for Eddie Mackenzie to work with here. So he's just going to tap the 2 yellows, try to create a pocket, make it tough for James to knock these out, or double off his outside red even. So little tap on the nose.
Line's tight.
Losing line.
Line tight.
Shot.
And
Yep.
trying to get this to hold it out.
Hard shot.
Whoa.
Oh.
Just T-line. You got nothing.
Still got that going on maybe a bit.
Yeah.
It really moved on him.
Yeah, he doesn't get any contact. The weight would have been really good.
Okay.
So he does hang one in the back of the 8 foot. Those 2 yellows are fairly easy double, but where that red rock ended up, one rock might jam off those yellows.
That's right. And if he hits and sticks here, then looking pretty good.
James is just going to get rid of that one they just threw down. He doesn't need to stay on this one, but if he does, he will be sitting 3.
And if they do play that double, it could jam on it. Right?
Just house weight. Hit on the nose.
Okay.
So while we got a second here, I can give you a few more updates on the other games we've got happening in our shed. And the Manitoba and Saskatchewan ladies game, we have Saskatchewan up 4-2. On our Alberta and PEI game, on the ladies, we have PEI still up 2-1. On the other game here, we have men's Yukon Saskatchewan. We have Saskatchewan up 6-2 over the Yukon.
Good.
And on the other side, BC Dangerfield is up 4-2 on Nova Scotia, playing the 6th end. Northern Ontario women playing Newfoundland, and it's a 2-2 tie. Quebec playing Northern Ontario men. It's 5-2 for Quebec. And the Yukon playing British Columbia women. BC has that game in hand. It's 9-1 after 5 ends.
Okay, so some teams still looking for their first win. Looks like they're going to continue to look for their first win.
Maybe.
So you see Eddie Mackenzie has I think he's trying to get a triple, at least the double, and roll something into those ones that James has left over on the right-hand side. So he's using those as a catcher and have the house split wide if he can execute this.
And PEI really needs to score this end. They do not want to give up another point.
Oh, if this comes over the line, he's just going to get the nose on it. This is coming up for him, and he kind of got that on the wrong side, but
not a bad shot.
Yeah,
he might be shot. No.
He did.
Yeah, he is shot.
He is shot.
If he nose hit it, it probably just gets off the back of that, eh?
Yeah, it might be not a bad leave. He might be able to get both reds out if it comes off of that yellow. Could just come off there, catch the back of this one, hitting those out.
He does have a third shot right now. Anyways.
Does it touch the red on the way by if we nose?
Yeah.
Very close. Okay. We're all going to find that out.
Nose hit?
Yeah, nose hit. Nose hit, yeah.
So he's wanting to stay with this one. Right on the nose.
Good weight.
See if he can clip the back of that red on the way out.
It's a little bit of movement on the shot, but I'm thinking he's throwing a normal hit weight.
So hit on the nose attempt for James Pahl.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Yes.
Got Kelly on this one. Trying, looking for the nose. Let's see if he gets off that red. He does tick it.
Go, go, go.
That's okay. He's got.
Okay. Pretty good.
Yeah, there's only one rock left for PEI.
He hits that. Is he going to jam it on the red one over there? He goes for the double?
Well, he won't be, I don't think he'll get his third shot rock.
Right.
They're looking at this right now, trying to come down here, maybe off into this. Luckily, get it into that and try to nick it through that hole. If it jams this back one here, he'll still out-count it if he can make that.
It's a pretty tough shot.
It's a lot of scribble. But
Well, you want to try it or not?
It's up to you.
Or else he takes his one.
Yeah, let's try
You
it.
can't really risk a
well,
big end.
down three ends left to
What
go.
do you think, appeal?
Yeah, play the straight double.
Okay, you just heard it.
He's going.
Gonna fire the heat down here. So playing the double. It's gonna be very close to getting it through that hole, or
Normal or appeal? Yep.
Normal or peel?
yeah.
Thinking peel.
Well, these rocks are fairly lively, and he is going to be hitting a small portion of it, so doesn't have to overthrow it.
Well, curl shot.
He's
It's
throwing this
definitely pretty good.
This is a peel. This looks pretty good. He's got to get it to move up a little bit more. No.
Oh.
Didn't get any movement out of that one with that extra weight on it. Doesn't chip it out. Leaves 2 yellow in play. Well, 3 yellow, but 2 out counting us. I think we got another steal of 2 for Alberta in that end. And a 9-4 lead for Alberta. After 6 ends, we will come back with some more action after this.
From cash spiels to grand slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms, made our way, enjoyed your way.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Everest Senior Curling Championships in Moncton, Brunswick. We're in the 9th draw, almost halfway of the Everest event. And our feature matchup, we have Alberta and Prince Edward Island men. And Alberta is stealing the last couple of ends and now have a 9-4 lead in this one with 2 ends to go. Looks like an uphill battle here for PEI.
Right.
We will see them taking lots of chances and probably not playing too many hits early in the end, tapping rocks around.
And James isn't taking any chances. He's thrown his second leads rocks right through the house.
He feels he doesn't need any more points or any more rocks in play. He's got one on the forefoot. PEI's got the corner guard.
Throwing up in the second corner guard.
Yeah, you know, if you put one in the house and you're peeling rocks, that's just one more that you can try to, you have to navigate the rock around, or one more angle that you got to try to play it around. So
speaking of peel weight, I think Eddie Mackenzie really threw a hot one down there.
Yeah, I didn't get a time on that one. It was pretty quick. So
what are you thinking? 7 seconds?
Yeah,
6 seconds?
Maybe even sub 7.
Yeah. He did a Pee-wee Pickering lift on it too.
We may see that again because you know, he's going to try to freeze stuff, tap stuff. So there could be a lot of rocks in play, and he might need to run something in from the outside. It's, you know, James, as you can see, he's moving the room around here. You know, he's just throwing a blank, but he's putting all this in the bank of knowledge, because you check out different parts of the ice, see how the rocks react. If utilizing it, not just putting it in the back.
And that's a good spot that he just did, because we've seen that spot where it's backed up a little bit and it looked like it did it again. Pretty straight.
Yeah, definitely doesn't cut up very much when you from the center outward like that. So just to let you know that we do have a couple of more draws later on today at 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock Atlanta time. We do have a full slate. So those will be the last 2 draws of our first round robin, and then we'll have all the teams figure out their spots and see who gets in the championship pool and the seeding pool, and then kind of start all over again with a little mini round robin. Everybody will get to play the teams that they get from the other side crossover.
Got it all?
So another 4 games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still the same what you did last end.
See, we got a game finished on sheet 3, Saskatchewan and the Yukon.
Yeah, handshakes going on there in the men's game. Saskatchewan, we have it as 6-2, but they did shake hands, and Yukon West Territories it's the loss in that one. So that game on sheet 3, streaming will be over. Our live action is Alberta PEI on sheet D. Alberta commanding lead 9-4. And Eddie Mackenzie is asking the second Sean Ledgerwood to come around on the wide side, around the corner guard, to the back of the house to get as much buried.
Lots of room.
This will stay pretty straight down this spot.
Yeah, you don't see this that often. You know, most of the play in the middle outward around the corners. So, you've seen James did attempt the out turn throw through.
Right.
This one being a little bit over, so maybe anticipating a little bit of what he might have here. Either way, he did have a little bit of a look of this outside turn, or out turn on the wide side. So Mark Klink.
He is coming closer to the center, so
yeah,
it
just
might
trying to
cut
pull this
here.
out. And
keep it going. Keep it going.
And he's got it.
Yeah, doesn't want to stick around. So it does hang in the back.
That's not going to hurt him over there.
Look there.
So And he didn't like how that last one kind of came around. So he's going to try to just tap, roll under. That rock that Mark left out there, if this is half around that red, we'll be going in that direction. So we'll see if it comes into play at all.
Sean,
Nice, not bad.
Sean.
Kevin Champion trying to tap this one off the forefoot, roll a little bit under.
Should come up if he's got the right weight. It's closer to, they're saying whoa.
Yeah, it's got to come up on the other side of it, not rolling under the corner guard, but
they do tap it back behind the tee line.
Tapping that yellow a little bit more behind that corner and maybe giving themselves a chance to free something behind that guard. So James just wanted to peel this out, roll out. Last of the third stones for Alberta here.
Kelly. Wipe.
And that one sticks around too.
Have a big bounce on that, but maybe he can use that for a future shot.
There is a pocket around that corner now, so if you can bury any cheek of this around that red, anything up and around in here is going to be hard to eliminate.
Sean, curl.
Weight's close. Whoa, only if you have to. Line's not bad if the weight's good. No bounce. Here it comes.
It's going to bounce.
Quite a bit of weight on this one.
Curl hard now.
Yeah, we have seen the center kind of soften up a little bit and slow down and take a little more curl later in the game. That one's still just a little too heavy, a little too wide.
Sorry, guys.
Just normal.
Interesting turn he's using on this rock.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of room, but yeah. Is that maybe showing that he has a little preference for his out turn?
I think so. You remember that, Dan? You have to play him. You've lost to him the last 3 years.
I'm hoping Wade is watching this game and
you can go back on it
taking
and
down
watch
some
it,
notes.
right?
Yeah.
Dan is the 2-time world senior champion, playing for Wade White a few years ago.
It seems like it's getting to be a longer time ago.
You got some great trips out of it. You were in Geneva, Switzerland, your favorite, and where was the other one? Sweden?
Östersund, Sweden.
Yep. Clean.
Yep. Whoa.
And James, right on the nose, no problem. I guess I would throw that out turn too if I could throw it like that.
Yeah, exactly. Threw that pretty nice.
Yeah, it was never in question.
Yep.
Light clean all the way down. So Eddie does have a good chance to get a deuce here, you know, tap this and roll under, and James, he won't be able to remove it. And you know, in the 7th end, if James gave up 2 here, he would still have a 3-point lead.
Coming home with the hammer.
With the hammer.
Pretty nice position to be in.
Yeah.
Got a real battle going on with the Alberta and PEI ladies there. They're in a 2-2 tie over there. Great game.
Yeah, you can catch that on live streaming.
Hard!
It's got away on him a little bit.
Yeah, and there was just a hole for him to roll through there. So he was looking to just hit that a little thicker and put it in between those 2 yellows. So
what's James going to do here? Is he going to come and bring another one right in there, or will he split the house and force him to 1? I mean, he does have a 5-point lead here, so is he that worried?
There is an out-turn skinny double that could give him the 2. So
Get a bite. Get a bite in the 8-foot.
Yeah, force here.
or he can run that back for the double if he has to. So that's why James is looking at maybe the other side of the house. Let's see what we can
Put in the 8-foot
listen inside. Yep.
Have to just split the house.
As long as it outcounts that other red, the red that's in the house in the 12-foot, I think we'll just see.
I think this is a safe call.
Eddie just draw down there for 1.
Should be good speed here.
Yep.
T-line draw for James Pahl to split the house. His last rock in the 7th end. So not too much trouble for Alberta in this end.
Weight's good.
Okay, anywhere 8 foot.
Just keeping it clean.
Whoa.
Should come down around that center a little bit.
Yeah, it was on the center most of the way, waiting for it to take some break in
Dig.
there. He's not late on this one.
Dig. Wow. That skated pretty good, didn't it?
Slid pretty good for a rock down the middle here. And it did just go far enough to be third shot. So now we are going to see Eddie attempt a double of some sort.
Yeah, okay.
And try to get a deuce here.
I think that's the first rock we've seen go down the center and not dig in.
From one side of the 4-foot line to the other like that, yeah.
This late in the game.
So a very delicate little shot here for Eddie. This is a very skinny double.
Stay straight here, we know that.
Yeah, he's throwing a fair bit of weight with the ice he's taking here. So
we're gonna clock this one and see what kind of weight he's throwing.
Maybe throwing this one a little harder, just out of a little frustration, maybe.
Yeah.
Sean!
Just trying to tickle that
Pretty close.
line.
Bye.
Second.
Wasn't there.
I actually just got it a little bit too thick, so.
But he had to get past that front guard, and he
Yeah,
just
that's
got
why
by
I
it.
thought he might throw some quieter weight to get something that would curl. You know,
Action.
maybe a board weight double, just needing to tick that one. But regardless, he doesn't get the double, and Alberta scores one more point, and they go 10-4 or 11-4. Sorry, 2 more points, and the gloves come off, and we have handshakes. So we have Alberta winning this game. And that's all we've got for this one. I guess we'll come back for the 2 o'clock match, who we will be featuring New Brunswick against Quebec ladies.
And I believe
we're going to have some other guests in the booth for that
we
one.
are.
Yeah, so
we'll see you tonight.
All right. Okay. Thank you, curling fans. We'll see you back later. Bye.
Bye.